Here's what I want you to remember. Okay, highlights real quick. Okay? Is number one, I want you to remember that be grateful for where you are, and especially if you're in Portugal, be more grateful. Be more grateful, okay, for Portugal, okay, for people having a country like this. Okay? And then secondly, I want people to remember that when you get to a place and you find nice people, don't make them bad, don't make them worse, leave them nicer. In other words, if you get into an environment where your Portuguese neighbors, they are good people, they're showing you love, please don't come and taint it, okay, with your negativity. You are tuning in with Stephen Dosu all the way from TOGO, the speaker and coach. My passion, purpose in life is to help people bring about their dreams, goals, purpose, and turn that into successful businesses. And right here, today, right now, I am with Dylan on Portugal, the Simple Life podcast. Tune in, listen, it's gonna be awesome.
Welcome back, or welcome to another episode of Portugal, the Simple Life. And I'm really delighted to be joined here by Stephen Dosu. Stephen, bon dia, good morning. Thank you for being on the podcast.
Good morning, Dylan. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Dylan.
How are you today?
I'm doing awesome. And like I always say, I'm on top of the world and the view is awesome. The best.
I like it. I like the positivity. Stephen, why don't you start off telling us a little bit about you?
Yeah, sure. Dylan, before I even go there,
Okay.
I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for doing what you do. We now live in a world that is really, really read and driven by selfishness, where every single body that you meet, it is looking out for themselves. So to have people like you that say, hey, listen, I want to create something. I want to use my time. I want to set up a platform that really is there to serve people, give them information, to great extent, even inspire them, give them another view of the world. It takes someone to say, look, it's not only about me, but it's also about other people who want to serve. So, Dylan, I
Awesome.
want to say shout out to you. Great work for what you do, and we need more people like you in the world.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you so much. It's
Yeah,
actually my pleasure. It's my pleasure to talk about my home. So it's cool. Thank you. But
awesome.
tell us about you, Stephen.
Well, Dylan, I think we before we started recording this podcast, we established that we are from the same continent, and that is Africa, the
That's right.
motherland. In fact, the whole world comes from Africa. So, particularly, I am from Togo, TOGO, a small, tiny country
Yeah.
between Ghana and Benin. Well, that's where I grew up. I have 9 siblings. They are now all over the world. I grew up with all these 9 siblings
Wow.
in this little two-bedroom shack, right, with my parents. But that's where I was born until the age of 17 and a half, where I was literally frustrated by the circumstances of my country, which, like I said, people live there, not can, but people do live there as we speak, under $1 a day, with basic salary being $50. And Dylan, believe it or not, but for a lot of West Africans till now, but even back then, I'm talking 14, 15 years ago, your country, South Africa, was our El Dorado.
Yeah.
Right. So I remember like when I finished my high school at 15 and was 17 and a half, I was trying to do my first degree. I was frustrated by the things that my spirit aspires to be and what my reality is. So I was like, okay, where can I go? Where can I go? Which environment can I throw myself in that could offer me better opportunities? So at the time I had tried Europe, visa denied, US visa denied. I was like, you know what? I think the next best destination is South Africa. All right. So I had about $150, what my mom could borrow, what my dad could borrow, and we put that all together, and the journey started. With just less than $300 in my pocket, a jean, and a couple of shirts on my back, and that was it. So the journey took about a year and a half from one side of the continent to the next, and my
Wow.
family thought I was dead in that time because look, I just wasn't making enough for me to call anybody. It was just
Yeah. Yeah.
survival. So I'm gonna cut it short. It's a long story, but I'm
That's
gonna cut it
okay.
short. We can unpack it as we go. So from that, I got to South Africa, Dylan, and I had done all kind of jobs you can even think of. At some point, we sleeping on the street, sleeping in the shack. The rent was $20, couldn't even afford it. At some point, nobody was there, Dylan, for me to call my own. I did all kind of jobs you can even. And look, I'm not ashamed to say, Dylan, but there was that day where we had to leave out dustbins because times were hard. So eventually, I made a career, got a job one afternoon, blessed by a young man that gave me a job selling vacuum cleaners. And this vacuum cleaner was officially my first job. But Dylan, heart, hands on my heart, crossing my heart. I swear to God that I was about 19 going, but I had never seen or touched a vacuum cleaner in my life. Okay. And I had to sell that stuff, right? And it was those fancy machines. You know what I'm talking about, the Kirby's of this world, the Tennessees of this world, the Ben and Reed of this world. These are fancy machines that cost big money. So I got given a sales script and I came back the following day, worked for 3 years, non-stop, 7 days a week, 13, 14, 15 hours a day, doing, hi, man, how are you? Hello, man, yes, hello, man, bro. Hi, man, bro. Who have that? You know what I'm talking about? Just hold on, right? Let me sell something. So I got promoted, became an area manager, managed a team of 60 people, $5 million of sales, 200 people, 10, $20 million of sales. Eventually led the company on a national scale, traveling within the Southern African stuff. And eventually I left there, went to move to Asia, started my company.
To Asia?
And, yeah, from
Okay.
South Africa to Asia, started in
Wow.
Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia. Started my company of speaking and coaching. In the process, also have started, the digital web agency also in the process. But my real calling, Dylan, my real calling is really to bring about the best in young people. Really helping young people shape that vision, that new perception of themselves of no limits, helping young people view that, look, I have a gift, I have an ability. I can either create it by starting a business of myself, or I can join someone that is working the path. So together, we can build something memorable, something solid. So the journey took me to the Netherlands, Turkey, and eventually landed in Portugal, right? So briefly, that is summary about where I come from, who I am, what I do,
Amazing,
and what my life calling, my purpose is.
awesome. Well, I want to get into more of your work just now, but why Portugal? How did that happen?
That's a very good question, Devin. The truth of the matter is because you are part of the people that have been doing a very good job at selling the country out there. Portugal, as a country, I think has been doing a very, very good work in as far as presenting the country as a good place to be, a safe place to be, a place to, kick off your entrepreneurship ventures, a place where the startup ecosystem is booming. Portugal has been doing a very good job when it comes to presenting the country out there all over the internet as being not only a good place to be or start a business, but also a safe place to be, but also, let me add this one, a place that welcomes immigrants, right? Like you and I. So these are some of the things, if not all the things that really attracted me and say, you know what, this could be my next best destination. That's why.
Yeah.
Looking for a home in Portugal? This break in Portugal, the Simple Life podcast, is brought to you by Dylan and his team of certified realtors at Portugal Realty. Portugal Realty offers the exclusive Simple Life Homebuyer Program. Visit portugalrealty.com today and book your free call to find out more. Welcome to the Simple Life.
How long have you been here now?
About a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how's the experience been living here? The safety, the welcoming. What do you enjoy about this place?
Dylan, do you know how I measure how safe a place is?
Yes, tell me.
How I really measure how safe a place is when you see a young 18 or 20, 21-year-old young girl walking around the street at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's how you know a safe place is. That's what you see in Singapore. That's what you see in Antalya. That's what you see in Portugal. So yes, Portugal is by far a very, very, very extremely safe place. You know, Dylan, that coming from South Africa, that if you live in a place like Cape Town, which I have lived in, there's not a day in your life where you don't hear the AK-47. When we have to compare some other countries' safety to Portugal, Portugal is great. I've been here for a year and a half, and I haven't seen one crime. Okay, and that probably also because I don't watch the news. Yeah, the news have this thing of they always reporting what's bad. I don't watch the news because of that, right? So for me, when it comes to safety, definitely Portugal checks it 100%.
I want to talk about your work because it's super interesting. Like, what are the things that you appreciate? Just you, Stephen, the normal guy, day-to-day life. What do you appreciate about living here?
Yeah.
Besides the safety, we've established it's safe. So that's our biggest for South Africans and Africans. It's the biggest checkbox. Is it safe? What about the rest?
Yeah, yeah, Dylan. Like when you ask me, what about me, Stephen, a simple guy? That's really who I am, Dylan. I am a very, very simple guy. I'm the guy that look. I love to eat chicken. Okay, I'm the guy that for me, like spending good quality time means that having one or two friends over and let's I have a braai standing in the backyard there. Let's have a braai. I'm the guy that look for me a great life, a sweet life is as simple as taking a walk in the neighborhood at 7 o'clock in the morning or going for a run. For me, life is as good as being able to wake up in the morning, breathe the fresh air in my balcony, and listen to the quiet, peaceful place. By the way, I live on the other side of the river in Tanika de Caparica, right? Being able to listen to that quiet, peaceful area around me. And you know what? Say bon dia botarde to my neighborhood, to my neighbors. Like for me, that is quality life. So those are all the lovely things that I really enjoy about this.
Stephen, talking about energy, you said Simone is the one of the few people that can keep up with you. Like you're an energetic guy, you're super busy, but I mean, we still have to be fueled to have energy. We still need to be in a place that enriches and fuels us. I mean, how does Portugal energize you? How does the lifestyle here? Maybe you don't want to slow down, but how does it give you that energy to keep going and to keep knocking on doors? You spoke about being on top of the world and being the best that you can be. How does Portugal give you that energy? How does Portugal help you as Stephen, the man, with that?
Yeah, Dylan. So before I even comment on how Portugal helps me to do that, I think it's very important that I give out one of my secrets that I don't really give out, because we are on your podcast, right? And you are one of the most amazing with the good heart people that I've ever met. I want to give out this secret to your listeners right now.
Okay.
How I've been able to keep my positivity every single day in and out is because I have a very, very strict morning routine that I've been doing for more than 12 years now. And that consists of when I wake up every single day without fail. Like it's not a day that I don't do this thing. One, I do at least 100 push-ups. I'm not saying you should do 100. Person can start with at least 5 or 10. 100 push-ups, 70 sit-ups. I take a very, very nice shower. I pray, and then I listen to at least 30 minutes or 1 minute of something positive, a preach something, my mindset, to have the right story in my mindset. Then I have my coffee. Okay. That is my routine. I do those things every single day because that is how I start my day. And how you start your day, find how your day goes.
We've got good coffee here. We've got good coffee.
Yes, no, definitely one of the best. One of the best. Yeah. When it comes to how Portugal, enables me to keep energizing, Dylan, they say that tell me who you are with, and I will tell you how you behave and how you think. I have been very lucky that the people that I come across, within the Portugal system here, at least, on my path, these have been people that don't complain about a thing. People that are easy, chill about life. You know what I'm saying? People that prefer to ask the question, how can we solve this, than complain. That's what I see to a great extent, everywhere I go. People that say, look, this is how it is. Okay. Yes, perhaps we may not we may not always like it, but this is how it is, the situation. Okay? So how can we do it better? So being able to be surrounded, and Simon, by the way, is one of them, right? So being surrounded by people like that, add that to, like I said, I live on the other side of the river. For me to go to town, I have to cross the sea. Looking at the sea view and all that, it's pretty awesome. I live just about 2-3 kilometers away from the beach. I can wear my shorts, go right now to the beach and calm myself down, cool my thoughts, and look at nice people, have nice conversations. That's what I'm saying. I can jump on the bus right now if I want and talk to the person right next to me without being afraid of them telling me nonsense. All of these things, part of the environment really, really gives you a very good attitude of mind. And with that attitude of mind, you are able to elevate your altitude of life.
Why should Portuguese people be proud of their country?
You become more grateful of what you have when you get to see that out there, people have it worse. People of Portugal should be proud of what they have, of their country. Because, Dylan, you and I know that where we come from, it can be worse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It can be worse in terms of leadership. It can be worse in terms of going to town. It can be worse in terms of waking up in the morning. It can be worse in terms of almost everything. There are a lot of great things about the system here, the infrastructure, the meal, the people. Portuguese people should be proud of what they have here. Because let me tell you something. If you're from Somalia, if you're from South Sudan, you know that they can be worse out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stephen, what is one thing that you would like people to remember and take away from our conversation?
If you haven't taken anything at all out of this conversation, here's what I want you to remember. Okay. Highlights real quick. Okay. Is number one, I want you to remember that, be grateful for where you are. And especially if you're in Portugal, be more grateful. Be more grateful, okay, for Portugal, okay, for people having a country like this. Okay? And then secondly, I want people to remember that when you get to a place and you find nice people, don't make them bad. Don't make them worse. Leave them nicer. In other words, if you get into an environment where your Portuguese neighbor, they are good people, they're showing you love, please don't come and taint it, okay, with your negativity. Please don't come and taint it with your stinky attitude. No, learn from the good attitude. And anything, leave there with a better attitude. Thirdly and lastly, come and enjoy your life in Portugal, man. Come through. Okay. And if you come through, find me on Instagram and give me a shout. I love coffee. I'm a coffee addict. Let's grab the nice Portuguese coffee. And
Well, that was going to be my next question: is how can people find you and follow you online, LinkedIn?
Yeah, all you have to do is just go on Google. If it's too stressful for you, go on Google and type Steven Dosu, Steven Dosu, Dossou, and everything will come up. Go on LinkedIn, send me a connect request, send me a message and say, hey, I found you on Dylan podcast. Let's grab coffee. Okay. I will make that happen. I'm busy, but I always have time for coffee.
Okay, guys, you heard it here. Have a coffee with Stephen. It'll be a good coffee. One more question, and a question that we ask all of our guests. Portugal, the simple life. Why?
A simple life gives you clarity in thinking. Clarity in thinking gives you great perspective. Great perspectives enables you to meet yourself. And this is my personal answer, right? Enables you, listen to what I said again. It enables you to meet yourself.
I love that. Awesome. Stephen, thank you so much for being on the podcast. This has been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me, Dylan. That was awesome.
So thank you once again to our guest, and thank you to all of you for listening. Please subscribe, share with your friends, give us a thumbs up, and please leave a comment or a review. We always love to hear from you. Don't forget, Portugal the Simple Life also has a magazine, so download it. It's for free. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode, and as we say in Portugal, sejas bem-vindo. Welcome to the Simple Life.